Hi guys! What's up? Welcome to my channel, and yes, your friendly neighborhood K-senpai is back. As you can tell from the title, we're gonna be doing a cosplay Q&A because I feel like I owe you guys a video. It's been a while and I'm not quite ready to come out with my next tutorial, but I'll give you guys a hint. Believe it. And that is all you get. Hopefully you get it from just that. Leave your guesses down below. No, in all realness, I feel like I should just do my own little version of a cosplay Q&A because I feel like it'll be really helpful for some people. Some people are maybe new and don't know anything about cosplay and might need some help on even just picking out their characters or where to even start. And then other people may be pros or people who have cosplayed for quite a few years and already know what they're doing, but maybe it will be helpful for you guys too. But before we get started, I just wanted to do a quick little announcement, I guess. I recently got the opportunity to go film with Anthony Padilla, which if you guys don't know him, please go subscribe to his channel. He's a really nice and amazing person. He does great interviews and really covers the topics that he talks about very well, and I got the opportunity to go talk about being gender fluid, so keep an eye out for that video. I'm really excited to see it when it comes out. I tried my best not to be awkward and try to control myself from freaking out because this is the first time I've met a YouTuber like ever. So this was really nerve-wracking for me, and I was just happy to have the experience, and they were all really nice, Anthony's team and whatnot. So anyways, let's get started. The first half of these questions are going to be just general questions that be helpful for everybody and can kind of give you guys an idea of what cosplay is like, and then the other half of the questions are going to be more personal ones regarding to me and my experiences with cosplay. Maybe there's going to be a story time at the end. So let's get started. Need some water. So some of these questions I thought of myself, other ones I googled, and the last remaining ones I asked around some of my friends at work and just people around me. So I don't know what that was, but let's go. So the first one I have here is, how do you choose to cosplay, or maybe you don't know where to start? So first thing, you kind of want to decide what characters you're drawn to the most. Are you drawn to kind of the cutesy, more funny ones, or are you drawn to the more serious, cool, badass ones? For me, I'm on more of the serious, cool, badass ones. I personally only really cosplay male characters because that's what I'm most comfortable doing, and I've only ever cosplayed maybe 1 or 2 female characters, and they didn't really work out. So yeah, I generally pick the really cool, masculine, badass male characters. That is also considered crossplaying, which is very widely accepted in the cosplay community, and I personally love it. I have the most fun, and that's what I do. So generally when I pick characters, I don't know, they just make me, like, when I see them on the screen, I'm like, oh, that's so cool, I want to be them. That's how I kind of know that I want to cosplay somebody, when I'm just like, oh my god, they're so cool, I just want to cosplay them. It's my immediate thought if I see somebody in like a new show or something. I'm just like, cosplay? Maybe? Think about it. So you finally have your character picked out, you kind of know what you want to do, and you're not really sure where to start. For me, I generally start with the wig and then worry about the costume later, because sometimes the wig doesn't always work out. That brings me into my next question. How do you order like the perfect wig? Like, how do you know you're ordering a good wig? And my general rule is you have to spend at least $15 on the wig itself, and then you have to pay for shipping too, unless you can find a deal or cheaper shipping or something. And that's also if you're not on a time crunch. So if you're willing to wait, you can get the cheapest shipping possible, and that'll save you some money. But if you're on a time crunch, you might have to pay the extra shipping if you want it right away. But besides spending the $15 as like a minimum, you also have to look at the pictures that the listing is providing you with, and then also the reviews, because the reviews are also really helpful. So if the item has no reviews but the pictures look okay, you're kind of taking a gamble. Oh my god, I cannot speak. What is wrong with me? Okay. You're kind of taking a gamble, got it, on whether or not the wig is gonna be good if there's no reviews on it. So that's kind of how I pick out my wigs, is I have to spend at least $15, otherwise it's gonna be complete shit and it's gonna be really thin and not good quality. Look at the reviews and look at the pictures, because those are really important when you're picking out something that you really don't want to have to return, or maybe the return policy says you can only get some of the money back. But anyways, all right, next one on my list Is it okay to order your cosplay online? I personally can't sew worth a crap, and the only person that I know who can sew is my mom, who is a very, very busy person. So I think it is absolutely okay to order your cosplay online as long as you're not trying to win any competitions with it, like craftsmanship competitions at conventions and stuff, because a lot of people would get probably pretty mad if you tried to enter and you didn't actually make it yourself. It's kind of against the rules, I'm pretty sure. So as long as you don't try to enter any competitions, you're 100% okay. And that brings me to my next question. What if you order a cosplay and it's too big or too small? The too big is way easier to fix than the too small. For the too big, you can just kind of measure it and take it in and then sew the seams along where the original seams meet and like take it in, and it's all good. But when a cosplay is too small, you either have to make the decision of returning it and hopefully you can get all of your money back, or you can try to fix it and adjust it yourself by either adding paneling or completely replacing some of the panels of the outfit or cosplay or whatever, and hopefully that'll work for you. And that's what I'm currently trying to do, and let me tell you, it is not a fun process. But it'll save you some money from having to return something and reorder it and maybe not get all of your money back, and etc. So, and now we're moving back to the wigs. Are there any good general styling tips or tricks for styling wigs? You generally just want to keep the same thing in mind as you would with real hair. You want to take less off than you're initially thinking, because especially with wigs, it's not going to grow back. So just take really, really small sections, go slow, and if the wig is spiky, use Got To Be Glued hairspray, because that's what I use and that's what a lot of people use, and it's amazing. It will completely cement down those spikes and they will not be going anywhere. Kakashi, that's how I get Kakashi's wig the way it is. It's not the best because I have a lot of flyaways and I don't really care, but some people are really good with that, so. For styling, maybe like ponytails, those are a little bit more tricky, but some of them you actually need an insert inside the ponytail and then you use hair to hide it, and then you have to really anchor it down, and ponytails are just a hassle. I've only had to deal with like 1 or 2 of them, and it's... Anyways, my next question is, do you have to wear contacts with the cosplay? And for me personally, I'm gonna say no, because for somebody like me who has astigmatism and really, really bad eyesight in general, for example, I can't get Sharingan contacts that I can actually see out of because they don't make prescription astigmatism Sharingan contacts. They would be really, really expensive if they do have them, and it's just not worth it just to have one of them in one eye. So I either have to wear one of them and be blind, or I can just be comfortable and not wear them at all. Same thing goes with colored contacts. I think they do make colored contacts for my terrible eyesight, but I'm not sure if they have them for astigmatism as well. So that's why I haven't looked into any contacts personally. All of my cosplays come out great. If I really feel like my character needs to have the specific eye color, I will go in Photoshop or an eye editor app and edit it that way. So no, I don't think contacts are necessary for a cosplay. You can still have great cosplays without them, and that is all. And now to the last question for the general questions. What are some general ways you can save money on cosplay? Depends on how long you're going to be using the specific materials that you're going to use. For example, Warbler. It is expensive initially when you buy it, but you can pretty much use every single piece of the material that you have left over and make small tiny details with it by rolling it up and using it like clay. Initially it is expensive, but over time you can pretty much get all of your use, like all of your money out of the product. You can also invest in other cheaper materials. If you don't want to go the Warbler route, you can do EVA foam or maybe like sculpting clay, things like that. Also, if you happen to be ordering things off I almost did it again, guys. Me. Also, if you happen to be ordering things online, look out for maybe cheaper shipping options or better deals that you can get on certain things. Maybe they're on sale at a specific time. That way you can save a little bit of extra money, because cosplay does end up adding up, and some people who are very invested in it do end up spending a lot of money on their cosplays, but that's just because they want a challenge. Because the really, really big expensive cosplays, they take hours upon hours to make most of the time. So generally when you're starting out for a cosplay, you want to keep it easy, keep it simple, something that you know you're going to be able to do, but without stepping outside of your comfort zone or sacrificing too much of what you want for your first cosplay, if that makes sense. Alright, now on to the more personal questions pertaining to me and my cosplay experiences. Let me tell you, some of them are quite interesting. Like, for example, how long does it take to do your makeup? Depending on the character, I would say anywhere from like an hour to 3 or 4 hours. I think the longest it's taken me to get ready at a convention is about 3 hours for like just the makeup, because I did this whole Cheshire Cat from the Alice Madness Returns that Made You Look by Lex did. Confusing. If you know it, great. If not, here's a picture. Yeah, that was probably the longest that I've had to get ready. For my next question, it kind of ties into that as well. How long does it take to get ready head to toe in general? And this is kind of a broad question because cosplays range anywhere from like a little skimpy bikini, or which I don't personally, I've never done, but to like a full set of armor, or maybe jumping stilts, for example, like I did with my Fiddlesticks cosplay, which, hint, that's what the story time is about. But I think maybe the longest I've taken to get ready is 4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours is a good estimate. Kakashi takes like 2 hours. Master Chief, I don't have to do makeup or anything for Master Chief. I can't wear the cosplay right now, but that takes like 30 minutes, maybe an hour. It doesn't take that long to get into the armor. Yeah, it just takes a while sometimes. Okay, next question. What is my favorite and least favorite cosplay? I think my favorite is gonna have to be Kakashi because that's the one I wear the most, and it's mostly the most comfortable one, but I generally just like the cosplay the most and the character the most, for now, at least. I think my least favorite cosplay that I've done would have to be Zero from Vampire Knight. I cosplayed him forever ago, so these are kind of like baby pictures a little bit. Not really, I was like a teenager, but still. I ordered the cosplay online and it was not very good quality. Things were falling off of it and it just was too tight for me. I'm a little thick, so it just wasn't a good cosplay. I would definitely redo that one if I was ever gonna do it again. And the most comfortable and uncomfortable cosplay is the next question. I would say the most comfortable, I mean, pretty much all of them are kind of uncomfortable for me because I have to wear a binder. I actually have to wear 2 binders because my one that I got forever ago is really old, so needs a little bit more containment for these. If I want to be able to breathe and wear them for a while, that's being dramatic, but I normally just wear one if I want to do things. Even that's kind of hard because I have stomach issues, so a binder kind of pressing on everything all the time is just like after a while. But yeah, generally if I'm doing a photo shoot or anything important like a convention or something, I wear 2 binders. So all of my cosplays are uncomfortable, but I'd probably have to say Kakashi again for the most comfortable. For the most uncomfortable, I think it's a tie between Master Chief and Fiddlesticks. Maybe Fiddlesticks was a bit more uncomfortable because I always had to be constantly moving. I don't think I have a video. I might try to include a video. Editing me. Do that. So these clips are from my Fiddlesticks tutorial, which you guys can find on my channel from forever ago. It was back when I was a little bit more shy on YouTube, but here are some clips from that. As you can tell, I have to be constantly moving in the stilts because it's literally just one center point that you're walking on, so there's no real standing still in these. And when I finally wore this to a convention, it was at NakaCon, and this is one of the clips that they got of me. Of me in my Fiddlesticks cosplay at a convention. I've only ever worn it to a convention once, but It attracted a lot of attention, and after a while my feet really hurt and my legs were killing me, so I actually couldn't wear it for very long either. So I take that back about it being a tie. Fiddlesticks is definitely the most uncomfortable cosplay that I've ever done. It was really fun, and I definitely want to wear Fiddlesticks to another convention after I've played League of Legends, because I haven't played it in a while, like a few years. When I went to the convention, I tried to enter a contest for Fiddlesticks. I don't actually remember what the contest was because I didn't win anything. Shocker, big surprise, punchline. But I came in for the rehearsal part and I got stopped and I was almost late because of how many people were like surrounding me and trying to get pictures and trying to talk to me. And they were like really surprised that I was a girl, but they're just like, oh, you're a girl. And I'm like, yeah, bye. And it was just really weird. But a lot of people, this is the first cosplay that I've ever had where people were like swarming around me and getting pictures. And I had to have a friend of mine as an assigned person to me at all times in case I fell over and to ward off people so I don't step on them or so they don't trip me. When it came time to trying to get through everything, I was just not making ground fast enough. We were going to be late, and these convention people saw me and stopped everybody and was just like, okay, and they escorted me to the meetup room, and that was just kind of weird. And they were there was this one guy yelling, "Fiddlesticks, I have a bone to pick with you," and I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to go, bye. I would entertain this if I wasn't running late. But no, it was really cool, besides the fact that I had to keep telling people, hey, don't touch me. I might accidentally fall on you. Because people would obviously ask to stop and take a picture with me, and, you know, I would have to constantly be swaying like this, holding my scythe, or like just kind of holding it and like leaning on it a little bit so I could actually stay still for a picture. And that was just kind of interesting in itself because some people would actually touch the stilts, some people would touch the scythe, I think, and I just had to keep telling people, please stay at least this far away, at least this far, for yours and my safety, please. And I thankfully did not fall once in my jumping stilts when I was practicing in them or when I was at the convention or any time at all. I have never fallen in the stilts. But I think that's just because I was very careful with them, and I also have the scythe with me, and this giant stick is actually taller than I am in order to compensate for the size of the stilts. But I was able to lean on that quite a bit if I ever was feeling fatigued or felt like I was losing my balance. I could kind of catch myself with that, and that was kind of my safety net. But yeah, that was kind of my craziest convention story, is just having to deal with swarms of people around me while I was on jumping stilts, dressed as a giant scary scarecrow. And my next question is, what is the most difficult cosplay that I've had to create and finish? Master Chief. Because I made every single piece of armor from scratch, from Warbla. It was my first time working with Warbla. I made a lot of mistakes. The cosplay doesn't fit me now. And I made it work. I didn't give up. But it was definitely the most difficult to get done. Armor sucks a lot. Next question, have you ever given up on a cosplay? I would say no, but I did settle for less with my Assassin's Creed cosplay, which I don't really show to anybody because it was my own made up one. But when I was working on it, I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, you can. This scar right here is what I got from working on the blade, the hidden blade or whatever, and I just decided to finish it as quickly as possible. Next question, do you make or buy your cosplays? Like I said before, I can't sew worth shit, so the only cosplays that I haven't bought would be my Boris from the Alice in Country of Hearts, which I hot glued all of it, Lightning from Final Fantasy, I also hot glued all of it, and Kaneki, which I hot glued half of it and sewed the other half. The rest of them I've bought and kind of remade and made it so it didn't look as shitty. So kind of a mixed answer, but I mainly buy all of them. And the last question, why did I start cosplaying? I basically started cosplaying because I just thought it was so cool you could dress up as your favorite character from a series, and it kind of blossomed into this realization of the cosplay community is really supportive when you don't have a whole bunch of those toxic people in it, but you learn to avoid those people or just not listen to them. I don't know, I think the support and the feedback I get from people sometimes is really helpful and it's really nice, and it feels good to have gratification for something that you spent a lot of time making. So yeah, I think that's my main reason, is it's cool to have people see what you made. And spent so much time on. And as you guys might be able to tell, my channel is not very big, but there were 2 people who answered my community tab question because I asked on there if you guys had any questions, and so here are these guys. No Name asks, is there a cosplay that you've made that's taken a really, really long time to make, but you've hated it in the end? That one I would have to say either my Lightning cosplay or my Kaneki cosplay. Because with Kaneki, some of the parts that I made on it are already falling off because I took some shortcuts that I really shouldn't have, but I just wanted to get the video out and get it done. And I was going to wear it to the convention, but the convention ended up being so hectic with just a bunch of personal problems and the fact that we didn't actually make it out to the convention for hardly at all. And I was just feeling self-conscious. It's just a whole issue. But I actually didn't even end up wearing the cosplay at the convention. So I would definitely fix the parts that I did on that wrong and redo that one and make it better. With the Lightning one, that's probably the one that I hated because I spent a really, really long time making it. It didn't fit me. I felt really uncomfortable in it the whole time because I'm chubby, and I just didn't make the outfit well. And Lightning, that's the one I hate. And this very last question is Rusty Broxton. He asks, do you play video games and what kind of music do I listen to? I used to play video games a lot. I played Halo. I have a lot of the Halo games. I played Assassin's Creed quite a bit. Assassin's Creed 4. Black Flag is my favorite. Syndicate is a close second. I also played Deadpool and Left 4 Dead, and I used to play Guitar Hero forever ago. I think I'm just kind of fishing for things now. I don't have a ton of games that I played, but those are just ones off the top of my head. Soul Calibur, there's another one. Naruto games, yeah, there we go. That's about it. All right. And that is the end of the questions. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you end up enjoying, and go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at xxksenpai. Stay tuned for my next video. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guessed it. I'm gonna be cosplaying Naruto. I'm gonna try to make a budget-friendly tutorial for Naruto, so hopefully that goes well. Hopefully I'll be able to get it out soon, and I'll see you guys next time. Which cat should we have to do the outro with? Should we have Bagheera the little panther? Should we have Kira the whopper tuna? Matcha the tiny tuna? Or should we have Mochi the squishy tuna? Let's have tiny tuna. She's really sleepy. Say hi to everybody. What? Oh. She actually falling asleep. Oh my gosh. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! She's so tired. Yeah, I'm so cute.